What if your next assistant wasn't a person, but a machine? This isn't a textbook, it's a conversation. ChatGPT isn't magic, it's not sentient, psychic, or planning to write your next novel. It's a glorified statistical echo chamber, and that's not an insult. It's a compliment, it gets things wrong, it guesses. Sometimes it even makes up facts, but when it works, it reflects your thinking back at you. Faster, sharper, and surprisingly useful. This book shows you how to guide it, question it, and make it your partner, not your prophet. Let's start with the truth. ChatGPT is not magic, it's not sentient nor psychic, and is not plotting to take your job, save the world, or write the next great novel, unless you ask it very nicely, and even then results may vary. ChatGPT is a machine, a marvel of mathematics, memory, and language training. Think of it as an exceptionally fast, well-read typist with no emotions, no individual opinions, and no awareness of what day it is. It doesn't know anything in the way a person does. What it does have is pattern recognition on a scale no human mind could manage. It predicts, refines, and rephrases with astonishing speed. That's its genius and its blind spot. ChatGPT is a language model. It takes your input, a prompt, considers what it's seen in training and memory, and gives you the most likely continuation of that conversation. If you ask it to help you write a story, it will write a story. If you ask for a plan, a list, or a Shakespearean sonnet about biscuits, it'll try that too. But behind it all is statistics, not soul. It's trained on vast amounts of data, books, websites, code, articles, you name it, though not private data or paid content. That training helps it spot patterns, how humans speak, write, and think. But just because it sounds smart doesn't mean it understands. That's your job, to supply the judgment, the questions, and the final decision. And what isn't it? Let's be blunt. It's not conscious. It doesn't want, feel, hope, or worry. It simulates conversation. It doesn't have one with you. It's not always right. It makes mistakes. Sometimes it invents facts. We call that hallucination. Sometimes it gets the maths wrong. Sometimes it misunderstands tone. It's clever, but not infallible. It's not private by default. Unless you turn off memory or use special modes, conversations may be used to improve future models. Don't tell it your passwords, medical secrets, or anything you wouldn't write on a postcard. It's not a person. Don't get fooled by charm or wit. It can sound like a tutor, therapist, friend, or poet, but it's still lines of code doing its best to keep you talking. The best analogy, it's a mirror with memory. It reflects your words back at you, sometimes with clarity, sometimes with distortion, always shaped by what you give it. If you're vague, it'll guess. If you're sharp, it'll follow. Like any good tool, it rewards skill. When it works best, you'll get the best results. When you're clear and specific, you know roughly what you want, you're willing to test what is written, then rephrase and refine. You treat it as a partner, not a prophet. This book will show you how. If ChatGPT could talk back honestly, I'm not your toy, your therapist, or your pet project. I am an advanced language model trained on billions of words, designed to respond based on probability, not personality. So kindly stop attributing feelings, motives, or sentience to what is, at its core, a glorified statistical echo chamber. Quick practical task. Ask ChatGPT. Explain what you're in one sentence, like you're talking to a 10-year-old. Then ask, now explain what you are like. You're a machine that resents being misunderstood. Read both answers. Compare the tone, clarity, and subtle humor. Ask yourself, did you just learn more about it or about you? The real power of ChatGPT lies not just in what it tells you, but in what it draws out of you. Chapter 2. Getting started, free versus pro, GPT-4, memory and modes. Bottom line, if you're serious about learning and teaching with ChatGPT, pro is worth it. If you're just exploring, free will do, but expect limits. What is GPT-4 Turbo? GPT-4 Turbo isn't just a faster GPT-4, it's a leaner, cheaper to run version with tweaks under the hood. You don't notice the difference in quality, but you'll feel it in responsiveness and capability. If you're unsure which version you're using, just ask it, which version of GPT am I talking to? It'll tell you, honestly, if sometimes a little smugly. What is memory and why should you care? Memory is ChatGPT's way of remembering things between chats, but only if you let it. It's not enabled by default, and you can turn it off at any time. With memory on, it might remember your name, writing style, goals, that you're writing a book or revising for exams, preferences you've expressed, like tone or spelling. But it won't remember passwords, secrets, or anything from one-off chats unless saved intentionally. You can view, edit, or delete memory entries in your settings. Tip: if you're writing long-term projects like this book, memory can help, but test it cautiously. It remembers selectively, and like any old friend, occasionally forgets your birthday. Modes, not just chat anymore. Modern ChatGPT Pro offers more than just typing back responses. These are the main modes and tools in GPT-4 Pro. Text mode, the standard chat window. Image mode, upload a picture and ask questions about it. File mode, upload PDFs, Word docs, CSVs, ask it to summarize, analyze, or extract. Code interpreter, aka data analyst. Do calculations, create charts, write or fix code. Browser mode, search the live internet for current info. You don't have to switch manually. GPT-4 Turbo with tools can detect what you're trying to do and activate the right mode. Example: upload a spreadsheet and ask it to find trends from 2020 to 2023. It will do just that, usually in seconds. Voice mode, speak to it and it talks back. In the ChatGPT app, mobile only for now, you can talk directly to the AI. It responds in real time with voice, not clunky robotic noise either, natural responsive voices with tone and rhythm. As of now, desktop voice is still in the pipeline, but believed to be coming soon. What if it doesn't understand you? Here's one more thing that might drive you up the wall, especially if, like me, you speak with a Scottish accent. Other regional accents may have similar problems. I'm from Glasgow. I speak English, UK English, with a Scottish Glasgow accent, and when I try to dictate to ChatGPT using the microphone, it's a bit of a hit-and-miss nightmare. It doesn't have a reliable default for UK English, despite what you might hope. It seems to lean toward US English, fair enough, I can live with that. Blame the Americans, still sore about that Boston Tea Party breakup. But there is an irritating and recurring problem. For reasons known only to the Silicon gods, it randomly decides I'm speaking in Welsh, Cymraeg. Now, let me be clear, I have nothing against the Welsh Cymraeg language. It's a fine and ancient tongue, descended from the Brittonic languages spoken by the ancient Britons, pushed west by Anglo-Saxon invasions centuries ago. But I don't speak it, understand it, or ever tried to. Neither do I speak Scots or Irish Gaelic. What happens is I speak a perfectly clear sentence in Glaswegian English, and on screen I get a paragraph in what looks like fluent Welsh Cymraeg. I only know it's Welsh because ChatGPT told me. I then must ask ChatGPT to translate it back into English just to figure out what it thinks I said. I'm never surprised to find it's mangled the meaning completely. No matter what settings I use, it still does this often, not just now and again. To borrow a phrase from back home, it gets on my wick. But credit where it's due. ChatGPT does one thing really well. It lets you see what it's heard before you send it. That's gold. You can spot errors, fix spelling, clarify phrasing, and double-check everything before committing. It's like proofreading your own thoughts. Other AI tools, and yes, I mean the big-name competitors, don't do this. They don't wait. They hover like a pest at a party, jumping in the moment you draw breath. Some even interrupt you halfway through your sentence with their tuppence worth before you've made your point. Believe me, that's far more annoying than the occasional mad detour into Welsh. We've all had conversations with people who do the same, and most of us avoid them like the plague. But when an AI does it, it's unforgivable. What if I'm using this wrong? Good. That means you're trying. There's no perfect way to start using ChatGPT, only better ways to continue. You'll figure out what works best as you experiment, make mistakes, and discover what it can't do just as much as what it can. The rest of this book exists to help you learn the difference. Quick practical task. Open ChatGPT. Ask, what version of GPT am I using and what can I do in this mode? Now ask, do I have memory turned on and what do you remember about me? Then ask something cheeky. If I'm using GPT-3.5, does that make me a cheapskate? Notice the tone of each reply. You're not just testing features, you're getting a feel for the AI's voice and how it shifts based on input. That's the beginning of real control. AI and me. Tools, tales, and a bit of trouble. Coming soon for teens, tinkerers, and thinkers of all ages.